Hi, happy Tuesday. Always gets big like that. How is everybody today? Whew. I just got back from being away upstate in a farm, and it was amazing to reset with nature. I'm back doing my Tuesday talk today, pulling a tarot, Tuesday talk, Tuesday thoughts. This week is all about trusting yourself. And it's actually for a reason, because I've been talking about my 30 Days to Change program all week because we're starting another round on the 15th. So I'm going to talk about that in a minute. But before I even get into all this, I just want to say hi to everybody. If you're here, give me just a heart, an icon, say hi to me so I can say hi to you. What's up? What's up? So I am just waiting for a few people to come on. There's always this time delay. I hope it's not happening today. Hey, Instagram. Hey, Facebook Livers. Okay, so let me just jump right in. You know what? Let's just take a deep breath in and a deep breath out. You know, I'm talking about trusting yourself today, and trusting yourself has so much to do with coming back home to yourself, being able to listen to yourself and navigate your mind so that you can keep your word to yourself. Take a deep breath in, take a deep breath out. Just breathing in the idea of expanding from the inside out, and exhaling, slowing things down. Sometimes we just have to slow it down to hear what's going on. So this week's theme is trusting yourself, as I mentioned, and this is a pretty loaded topic for me, in the sense of, like, not loaded. It's very important because it was what I realized I had lost in myself. There were some very distinct moments in my journey. One was like feeling super disconnected from my body, which had to do a lot with not trusting myself. And I was living, when you start to not trust yourself, you start living from the outside in versus the inside out, meaning you're looking for other people to tell you what is best for you, because I you may have lost your own internal north, the ability to navigate your mind from the inside of what you need for yourself. There's so many notifications coming in right now. It's throwing me off. So let me just get centered right now. Okay. So trusting yourself came into my life. It's almost like I can talk about it now in hindsight, because what happened was, when I realized that I was starting and stopping things over and over again. There's no light here. There it is. I had created a defeatist mentality, and I started to hear myself say things like, what's the point? You know, like, oh, let me start this workout routine, knowing deep down there was like this feeling, hi Lexley, that I wasn't going to be able to stay with it, because I had started and stopped things so many times that ultimately, when you don't keep your word to yourself, which is what was happening to me, I started to lose trust in my word. And when you lose trust in your word, then, you know, what is the point? You don't trust yourself. You don't really believe that if you say you're going to do something, that you're going to do it. And what happens is it starts to chip away at your ability to make decisions, even simple ones. For me, this had gotten so bad. I mean, I'm kind of embarrassed to say this, but like, I couldn't even order from a menu. And I guess I can talk about it now, because I really looked at this whole thing and decided to make a change. So Ordering from a menu was one of those examples that I was saying to you about living from the outside in. So because I couldn't, like, I got like food overwhelm and menu overwhelm, and it was like I don't know what's going to be the right or wrong decision because I couldn't really trust myself. I hadn't quite created what my own north was inside. So I was looking to other people, what are you ordering? And then I was comparing myself, which, that's a dangerous thing when you start to compare yourself to anybody else because what's right for them may not be right for me. But I started living that way, outside in. Well, what exercise are you doing? What food are you eating? Because I just really was suffering, was suffering with indecision. So I will always say, you'll hear me say, I've traveled a lot, but my least favorite place that I've been is limbo. Because inside of that world of not knowing, and I call it like mental whiplash when you just cannot make a decision, which again has a lot to do with trusting yourself, knowing what is good for you, knowing how to assess and navigate your mind. And this week is really important to talk about it because we're starting another round of 30 Days to Change. 30 Days to Change is a program that I created in my life to help me get out of the go big or go home mentality that is like this huge myth that, go, we got it. And it wasn't working for me. Maybe that works for some people, and I'm actually someone who knows how to chunk down things and make smaller steps, but I needed it even smaller. And through this process of healing my own and food addiction and learning to trust myself again, coming back home to myself, I created this program that actually breaks it down, the steps and the way that your mind might be approaching a change in your life so that you can jumpstart change. So you can begin to actually achieve what you set out to do by setting yourself up for success, not failure, and then having to push through each time, which also you can get there that way. There's many times where I bit off more than I could chew and then kept pushing through and like still went to the other side. But what if the journey could be smaller bite-sized things that you set yourself up for success, and then what happens is you're literally training yourself to be successful and then experience the emotions that come with success, because those are confidence, commitment, discipline, power, empowerment. And that is what I was seeking. There's like all this talk about people, I want to feel confident, I want to feel confident. Well, guess what? Confident only shows up when you show up for yourself. It is a very loyal friend. Confidence is a very loyal friend. Today is so crazy. All these noises around me. Confidence is a very loyal friend to consistency. It's also going to go poof like that the minute you aren't consistent with yourself. I'd like to share something with you guys. This is my new Making Shift Happen mug that I made. It has my logo. These are going to be for sale. If anybody wants one, you can just DM me right now before I haven't launched the Shopify site. But I'm making mugs. I'm making mugs. Got to the point where I'm trusting myself to make some mugs. All right. No, seriously though, trusting yourself is really linked to keeping your word. And basically, it just comes down to, why don't we keep our word to ourselves when we are so good at keeping our word to other people? And I wrote something here about that. Yeah, I mean, keeping our word to others it's pretty amazing how we will go to great lengths to keep our word to other people, and how we do not always keep our word to ourselves and underestimate the consequences that has on our everything, on our internal energy, on our ability to really navigate the world around you. So I would love to hear if anybody has any thoughts on trusting yourself, if any of this resonates. Like, do you believe and do you agree with me that keeping your word has so much to do with trusting yourself, like your ability to do the thing you say you're going to do? And why is it that we say we're going to work out and then we don't? Say that we're going to do this project and we don't. My belief is that we're trying to take on too much and we don't actually start. So, oh yeah, so the 30 Days to Change program, all you do, and this is so important, is that it's 5-minute commitment. And there's something about the way that the whole rewiring happens when you know it's only 5 minutes. And then through the mind mastery audios that you get, you start to learn what your mind is saying to yourself of why you can't create a 5-minute chunk for yourself in a day. And that's so important to begin to hear what your mind is telling. Oh, I don't have time. Happened to me this morning. I didn't want to do my HIIT training, my workout. I'm back to that and doing the yoga from a different perspective, actually. I'm about to embark on I'm doing 12-week HIIT training again. And, showing up for myself this morning was like, I heard it. I was like, I don't want to do it. I'm going to be running really tight with time. And I was like, you know what? Pick something smaller. So I picked a 20-minute thing and I showed up and I feel really, really good about myself and staying consistent. So small increments, big impact. That car agreed. All right. Let's see, what else do I want to say about trusting yourself? Let me look at this post that I did today, this week. It was actually my newsletter. It was all about going big or go home. Oh, and if you are interested in doing the 30 Days to Change, we start on November 15th with a group accountability call. It's going to be amazing. And then day one is November 16th, and we will be doing it all in a private Facebook group. Hi, everyone. Okay, so let's see. I got to that. Yeah, so yeah, this failure loop that I had been caught in, I was talking about, and it's kind of like just being whipped around until I discovered, discipline was always like a negative word for me. It's like, discipline, like, until so I thought that discipline was going to take me away from my freedom until I realized that discipline is freedom. Discipline is freedom. And that was something that really was mind-blowing to me when I learned it. Hi, Michelle. And it took a lot of reframing and recalibrating in my mind to accept that discipline created structure, created boundaries, created ability to hear the yeses and the nos, which have so much to do with what my boundaries are what my north is, so that when I say I'm going to do something, it aligns with what I am heading towards as a goal, not what somebody else's idea of heading towards it is, but mine. So, yeah. I can't really emphasize, it's hard to talk about this, the subtlety of this program, but showing up for yourself consistently, doing one thing for 5 minutes a day sounds so simple. And you're like, whatever, I can do that. And if you can, great. What I'm saying is that the way that this program is structured will rebuild something really deep inside of you that then you can carry out into all the other things that you're trying to do. These are like skills that I feel like we aren't taught because of that go big or go home mentality, that we're not taught how to break things down and to start to ask yourself things like, okay, well, for that to happen, what needs to happen? And for that to happen, what needs to happen? And know how to chunk it down. One of the things I see the biggest inside of this 30 Days to Change program is that when I'm helping people figure out what they're going to do, which is, by the way, what I will help you do, like, oh yeah, I'm going to work out for 30 days. Really? Because if you would have done that, if you could have done that before, you would have done it. So actually, if you're someone who wants to work out and get into shape for 30 days, we might have you actually just doing 5 minutes of like 3 sun salutations or jumping jacks and like 10 sit-ups. What is like the most simple, basic thing to break it down to do that's going to support your mental muscle first? The one that's like going to then remind you how good it feels instead of trying to do 45 minutes or 2 hours at the gym, which I tried to do. And like, I would do it and go hard for so long and then eventually shut down because like it wasn't sustainable. You must learn to set yourself up for success, right? So you can making shift happen. Metamorfize mug, everybody. Get it while it's hot. All right, let's pick a card. Oh, wow, 15 minutes already passed. It's crazy. There is a beautiful trust card in here. I don't know if I'll pick it. It's always one of those things where we'll see what happens if the cards are aligning. But I just want to say this too. You could do it, okay? If I can do it, you can do it. And I used to hate when people said that because it's like, meh, you don't know me. But you really can do it when you decide. And I think that's the thing I want to end here with is that whiplash I was talking about, the being in limbo and suffering, when you go all in, and you know when that is because you just decide. You decide inside of you that no matter what, this thing comes first. Like this 5 minutes, can you imagine? This 5 minutes comes first and then everything else matters second, which to like moms and business owners we're like, what? No. But I'm telling you, this changes the trajectory of everything in your day. There is a ripple out effect when you take that time to yourself to recalibrate and to bring home the I trust myself energy and the I set myself up for success energy. That's where the magic is. And that's why sometimes I have a really hard time talking about the power of this program because it is so subtle, but it is like tectonic plate shifting, you know? So I'll continue to figure out how to talk about it in ways that, I got this last round we did, people were giving me some really good ways of talking about it and how much, it changed the course of their life. So here we go. On trust, on trusting yourself, on navigating your mind, on listening from the inside out, making decisions based on setting yourself up for success. We're going to go with this. Ooh, interesting. Moment to moment. Moment to moment. So this is definitely an interesting card for trusting yourself because the more you trust yourself, the more you can be in the moment. You can embrace and literally feel the moment, the life that you're living instead of projecting out to what something might be or to hold on to the past of how it has been. Moment to moment, it's like you're trusting like this guy that he is just hopping to the next rock, to the next rock, and then there's the cityscape behind him. So he knows how to be one with himself while immersing himself inside of the landscape, the marketplace, Osho, this is the Osho Zen Tarot deck, and he often talks about the importance of, yes, going inward and being with yourself in meditation, but actually the real challenge, and when I was living in India on the ashram, I saw this. A lot of people got really addicted to working on themselves, and I found that the real meditation is when you can take your inner stillness and your centeredness, your oneness, your ability to hear yourself and not react, but respond inside of the marketplace, inside of life. I'm calling the marketplace when you're engaging with other people. The deeper you could go inward, and you can feel amazing. And so like, I am one with myself, but being one and trusting yourself inside of the world, that's my desire for myself. That's my desire for you. And that is what I have worked on my whole life, is to be able to navigate and say no. Like when I'm not drinking alcohol, is to say no when everyone else around me is saying yes. But my no is saying yes to myself. So whenever you say no to something, you're always saying yes to something else. So that's a sidetrack right there. So moment to moment. Actually, it's not. It's all related. Moment to moment, trust yourself in each moment is the desire and the invitation. So I wish you all an amazing Tuesday to um, to trust yourself, to believe in yourself. And again, if you want to find out more about my 30 Days to Change program that's starting November 15th, you can go to metamorfize.com/30 group. Links are in bio. Links are all over the place. Links are on my website. And trusting yourself is the key to everything. So if you're at a place in your life where you want to put something in motion that you've been wanting to do for a long time, if you want to feel better in your body, in your skin, feel confident, more empowered, trusting yourself is the way through. So I'm here to help, and I can't wait. We've got an awesome group already going, so join in if you feel like it, and wishing you a magical day. Bye.